Good day to everyone. I'm going to be discussing in this video the timestamping part. Okay, now timestamps are really important not only for QV files, not only for non-QV files, but for QV files as well. It is very important to know the specific format of a timestamp. Now, for non-QV files, the standard non-QV files, we always follow this timestamp format. So the R's, the minutes with two zeros, and of course the seconds and milliseconds. So take note 00 period 0 and not colon. So 0 colon 00 for the minutes, colon 00 and period, and lastly another 0 for the millisecond. This is the timestamp format. Now if you notice, this is also the format being followed by the Express Scribe. Okay, now this applies only to non-QV files. For QV files, the format is of course different, right? If you recall, let's open some discussion notes here. So for the non-QV file format, it should be this one, right? So an example is examples. You have this is an example of a timestamp format for a non-QV file. So it means that at this particular time it is 13 minutes 3.5 seconds. So since we're only in the 13 minute, you have to put the a zero number for the R mark, 13 here, 3 for the second, and zero point 0.5 for the millisecond. Okay, so let's enlarge this so you'll be able to see it better. Okay, so this is how a non-QV file timestamp format may be seen. So we have another one. This is another one. So this is how a timestamp format should be done if you're working on a non-QV file, particularly your cleanup verbatim or your edited summarized files. Now for QV files, one are found in your QV trackers and sometimes found in the non-QV tracker, but with special names, right? So like you see this kind of names. Go back to the discussion notes. Okay, so I think you're familiar with those type of names. These are examples of QV files, right? But for non-QV, this is how a non-QV file, a typical non-QV file name will look like. Let's hang on a bit. This one, right? So these are your typical non-QV files. Now take note here, this is a QV file posted on a non-QV tracker. So if this is the case, it will be transcribed using the format of a QV file. Okay, so take note of that. So always go to the project notes column, column I, so that you will know how to proceed if you are not sure. Okay, but if you see these names in a non-QV tracker, those are QV files, but they are focus group QV files, and that's why they are being tabulated or posted in non-QV tracker. Now, the QV files that are posted in the QV trackers, such as this ones, are actually your standard QV files, wherein there is only one speaker throughout. Okay, so that's where the difference lies. Okay, but if you see this type of naming conventions, so it means they are non-QV files, and the timestamp should be used should follow this format. Now, if you see this naming conventions either on a QV tracker or non-QV tracker, then that means that those are QV files, and the timestamp format should be this one, right? So they are only going to be timestamped every minute. Unlike in a non-QV file, timestamping should be every time a moderator says something or asks something. And of course, if you have unclear or inaudible markers. So timestamps are required. But for QB files, timestamps are only required every minute. So 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, so on, using this format. Okay, so please take note of that. That's a major difference. Don't forget that, because we have clients want us to follow a certain standard protocol for timestamping, and we need to follow those practices. Okay, so timestamping can be found in Babbletype transcription style here under page 4. So read the notes so that you will know. Okay, so the timestamp under page 4 follow the non-Q actually discusses how to timestamp a non-QV file.